What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Dynasty Life Fantasy Football. And it's your boy Stevie B here. Today, I'm going to talk about Javonte Williams and his dynasty outlook, his dynasty value. What do we do with Javonte Williams now that he's injured? Huge topic as of late, obviously, with the injury. So now, what do we do as Javonte owners? I am a Javonte owner myself in one of my dynasty leagues. But, yeah, there begs the question, what do we do now? So I think first you've got kinda gotta take a look at your team, and are you in that win now mode, or are you in that rebuild mode, or are you kind of in the middle? You kinda gotta assess your team, especially at this point in the season, and determine what you need to do from here. So if you were a win now team, let's say, and you had Javonte Williams, he goes down, what do you do now at this point? Your window is now, so you've got to make a move to stay, in that championship window. So you need to go out and do something, whether that's trading guys that you have already or getting rid of Javante Williams to a rebuilding team, most likely, to get you, an older veteran player that can help you win as of right now. Whether that is a Dalvin Cook, a Nick Chubb, a Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, whoever it is, you need to kind of go find those teams. Find some of those rebuilding teams that are 0 and 4, 1 and 3. They need to rebuild, and see what you can get. For Javante, see what they have on their team that they may be willing to give away. Because if they do need to rebuild, they're going to want to get rid of some of those veterans so that they can restock, with nice young new talent. So check those teams and see what you can get from 'em. And on top of those guys, obviously, you want more. You're not just giving up a one for one for Javante. You want more than that, whether that's a first round pick that gets thrown in there or, some more players, whatever the case is. Make sure you're still getting, a proper enough value, even though Javante's value obviously does take a hit with the injury. But some of those rebuilding teams, they're okay with waiting the year, 2 years if they're rebuilding anyway. So you're more likely to get, more from those kind of teams, obviously. A team that is trying to win now most likely won't go after Javante, but maybe they will give up some picks. Maybe they're in win now mode, but they want to go out grab Javante from you, and they're willing to give you, few 2023 firsts, or a 2023 and a 2024 first. That's more kind of if you're in the middle of kind of rebuilding or not. You can go and grab those picks so that you can still help your team, for now and a little bit for the future as well. So you're kinda in a tough spot, but, you gotta do your due diligence, especially if you're trying to win now and you have that team to win now. Get rid of Javante, go and get yourself somebody else, and make sure you get some picks in return with that as well, or some other players to compensate. If you are a rebuilding team, like I personally am in my one league that I do have Javante goes down. Um, and I think I need to keep him. If you're in a rebuilding mode, you might just need to keep him for now and, be ready, next year towards the end of the season when he's hopefully ready, or by 2024 when he's really in full form at that point, because you want that value to go up. You don't want to get rid of him at this point when you're rebuilding and not get enough in return. So do you want to grab a couple 2023 first or 2024 first? If that's possible, if a team is willing to give that up, that's a possibility that you can go, a route that you can go. Or, of course, you can keep him, wait for that value to skyrocket once he starts working out and once we start seeing video of him practicing, um, and on the field, his value is going to skyrocket because with Dynasty, as we know, every week is kind of an up and down as far as, values are concerned, as far as what people value, those players at the community most likely. We're up and down on these players all the time, especially once injuries happen. So, when injuries happen, is a great time in Dynasty to kind of go and buy low on some of these players. So, if you are in, one of those modes where you are trying to, rebuild, go out and see who has Javante and see if that owner's a win now team, what you can give to help them, or what old players you can get off of your roster to go and acquire Javante. Whether you want to pay a pick or not, obviously that is up to you. but see what you can get. So those are kind of the few options that you do have if you have Javonte on your team, whether you're a win now team or you're a rebuilding team. But those are just a few options there that you can think about with Javonte. So, like I said, go out and get yourself something else if you're in win now mode. If you're in rebuild mode, take your time, assess everything, see what you can get from him. No harm in that, but you might want to just keep him the long term, especially if you're trying to rebuild there. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you haven't already there on the bottom. This way you can see when our next videos are coming out. We also have our live shows as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. And that's what we can do with Javonte Williams at this point in time.